All right, so Dr. Ryan, you are the healthiest liver transplant patient slash doctor that I know of personally. But I know that your story is really incredible because you've come a long way from that major procedure. And any organ transplant is a huge impact on not only the body, right, physically, but as a doctor, you're the one that is helping patients get healthier. So in this video, I want Dr. Ryan to share with us your sort of history, not only as a patient, but how you take this approach on such an amazing, but also, challenging procedure and how you help people get healthy. I'm a big proponent of practicing what you preach, and I'm sure you do that with your patients. So Dr. Ryan, can you share with us sort of your history with the liver transplant and how you've been so healthy and how you can use what you've learned to help patients get healthier based on what you do too in your services?
I would be honored to share that. So we'll give the Cliff Notes version. We'll step back in time to when I was a child and how I grew up and how many of you out there, or many kids out there, are sick and suffering, over-medicated, undernourished, just like I was. And we'll quickly walk through a quick glimpse into how and why I wanted to become a doctor, what the tests that I've had along the way, so to speak, and then as within your own body to heal and recover.
Yeah.
And then the things that you can do to be like me. And so back when I was a child, I grew up typically the same way most people are growing up nowadays. Chronic ear infections, allergy infections. I had allergy shots. I had severe asthma attacks a couple times. There were times when we had to call the emergency because I was having that severe of an asthma attack. I had tubes in my ears. So the picture you should be seeing is a lot of sickness, suffering, and hindsight's 2020. I didn't eat very well. I ate like most people out there, lots of milk and dairy and processed foods and junk. And my parents did the best they could. I also had a condition where they did a procedure called a Kasai procedure. Now, most kids that have that live to 11 or 12, maybe 13, but usually 11 or 12 approximately, and they need a transplant surgery. They also are on the standard medical protocol of trying to fix whatever's really wrong with them. At about 11, and long story short, divorced my doctor.
More people need to do that, by the way.
Yeah.
Just saying. But,
so as a young child, I was somehow connected to this divine source, this source of intelligence that grows, animates, and heals our body. And I just knew from what I had read at that time, only 11 or 12 at that time, that the body could heal itself. Something as simple as protein could heal the liver. And I pretty much naively thought, okay, if protein can heal the liver, all I've got to do is stop doing what's killing me, and then my body will heal itself. Doctor about that, clearly not very happy. That day forward, I never took another medication in my life. Plain and simple. That clearly allowed me to heal a lot better. I started changing my nutrition, and I lost a lot of weight, got a lot healthier. But nothing compares to later on when I finally got introduced to chiropractic. Now, I knew how I wanted to practice, but I didn't know about naturopaths. I didn't know about osteopaths. I did not know about traditional Chinese medical doctors. I just knew that knowing now how they practice, I knew that's how I wanted to practice. It was actually my naturopath who was one of the doctors that convinced me to do chiropractic and the power of the spine. And it wasn't until I actually was adjusted and started going to chiropractic school that I realized the impact of a healthy spine on your life. Number one overlooked component in healthcare today is the spine and how important the spine and it being healthy is.
I want to comment on that, Dr. Ryan, because I think that going to your primary care doctor, they look at just your blood work to assess your health. And not everyone goes to sort of a physical medicine doctor like chiropractors like yourself that are such an expert in the structural components of what a healthy spine looks like. Because I think what a lot of people may not understand is you don't have to go to a physical therapist, right? Because when they think of physical medicine, it's like, oh, physical therapist, a chiropractor. But there's so much more to just the spine health than what people think as alignment or posture. And I think that's what it sounds like based on your history with getting that first adjustment and truly understanding what a healthy spine looks like. Because for a lot of people, it's like, oh, I just have, bad posture. But that means so much more than what people understand and think. And from your perspective and from your history, can you share us about that? Because I know that's what has taken you this far in terms of being the chiropractor that you are compared to others, that you really look at the spine at such a detailed way.
Even my first chiropractor was more of a physical therapist, and that doesn't do any chiropractors any justice, and here's why. Because when people go to a chiropractor and the importance of a chiropractor is to teach you what is the whole philosophy that we as chiropractic physicians, practicing chiropractic medicine, however you want to call it, what we do is we look at the spine and the nervous system and we understand. We all have the exact same textbooks. You as a naturopathic physician have the exact same textbooks. I have as my colleagues who have gone to medical school, we have literally the exact same textbooks. I text all my friends, my one who was an MD, my one who was a DO, and I'm like, what books are you guys using? We all use the exact same books, come out with a different philosophy. The chiropractic aspect is not unique to chiropractic in the United States, or in the United States it is, but all across the world, naturopaths, my favorite, first and foremost, was traditional Chinese medicine. Still have that book today. It's called Acupuncture, but it goes in all of Chinese medicine. They even describe the spine the exact same way that we learned about in our chiropractic textbooks.
Yes, and being an acupuncturist, just to comment on that, we have what's called, in our history of traditional Chinese medicine, it was called bone setting, where we used, not necessarily chiropractic, but we knew about adjusting the body to the proper physical health to adjust for the overall health of the body. But yes.
Your nerve system is what chiropractic is all about. We are nerve system doctors. We're not back doctors. We focus on how well are the nerves throughout your whole body functioning. That is what completely, I can't even say the word dramatic. There's no English word to describe how much of an impact a healthy spine has on your life. When I was already at the point where I wasn't getting sick as often, and I just mean like even minor colds and things like that, I absolutely didn't get any allergy shots. That was another thing too. And I include that when I say I divorced Western medicine. I didn't take any allergy shots. I didn't take any inhalers. I didn't need any of that anymore. However, there's still a whole nother level if you want to think of it like an elite athlete. An elite athlete doesn't train to prevent an ankle injury. And hopefully you can follow this analogy. They train to perform extremely, extremely well, better than any human, towards the full capacity of what humans are created to perform. Yeah. That's my goal with all my patients. In training that way, you're going to prevent ankle injuries. It's about the philosophy. As a chiropractor, I focus on the nervous system, and I'm always asking about the health of their blood pressure, their acid reflux, all kinds of things, because all kinds of things can heal if the spine is causing an effect on that. After chiropractic, I don't get the common flu, I don't get the common cold. The worst I get, even after a transplant, I didn't take almost any of the medications. I took a pain medication, and they know that. But still in my records, it says that I took all these medications because I'm currently on a organ rejection medication, very, very, very low dose. Yeah. But other than that, I still don't take anything.
So it sounds like, again, you are, and when I say that, you're like the most healthy liver transplant patient / doctor, is to what you're saying, is that your vital force, your energy, or what I call in acupuncture, chi or prana, is so strong that the body, like you said, has an innate ability to heal itself. And you are a living example of that, just being on so little medicine that conventionally most people would be on much higher doses. So I find that that's really incredible, because that's where our philosophies overlap, is because we really believe in the healing power of the body. And as long as you fix and correct certain things that might be blocking or obstructing, especially at the level of the spine with chiropractic, your body has such a much better chance of really being effective and efficient with the time at healing.
People out there that want to achieve a similar level of health and performance, actual quality of life, you need to focus on the main pillar, which is how your body functions, because function is not merely the absence of disease or infirmity or pain. You can have stage 4 cancer and not even feel it, but you're not healthy. So you really want to focus on that pillar of the spine and posture in the spine. Make sure that's extremely, extremely healthy. The other huge component is metabolic health. Every single thing that your body comes in contact with, food-wise, liquid-wise, you also need to focus heavily on that. Basic essentials, which technically are still nutrition. Tremendous water quality source. Sunlight, you need to get sun. You do not need sunscreen.
I also believe in that, by the way.
That once you start doing, your body's going to dramatically break records and perform at a level you've never experienced before. But you need the right people in your life. Just like Dr. Jason, you're a naturopathic physician. You teach, and you're known to teach way more about that than the chiropractors are to teach. And that's why it was actually my naturopath that told me to do chiropractic, simply because of other reasons. But it's all about teaching the body to work and perform in a way that is in equilibrium with the environment.
Yeah, equilibrium with the environment. The analogy I use is, coming from naturopathic medicine, your body's like a garden, right? Speaking of sunlight, water, right? Movement, which is like, for acupuncturists as well, it's, the different elements: water, fire, wind, earth. These are all elements that the body needs, to have at a certain fundamental level to heal. And, speaking of your history, Dr. Ryan, the spine is such an important role, as well as nutrition, metabolism. It goes to show, like, you are really like the most healthy, at least again, from my limited experience, the most healthy liver transplant doctor that I've ever worked with. And what's amazing about Dr. Ryan is you really practice what you preach, inside and out. It goes to show, right? You don't want to go to a doctor that has diabetes, that has high cholesterol, that has metabolic syndrome, in terms of which things they can control for. You have voluntary control over these things that are modifiable through your lifestyle and diet. And with Dr. Ryan, what I've seen is that he really practices what he preaches. And I think in looking for any healthcare practitioner, and I'm glad you divorced that old past doctor, you really want someone that understands you from this perspective, and you want someone that has been a patient and has succeeded in these health challenges and has become a practitioner, because then again, this is how you can get the most successful results. So if anyone wants to see Dr. Ryan, we will leave his information down below for a consult and where you can get a visit in person. Is there anything else you want to share before the end of this video, Dr. Ryan?
Just believe that your body can heal itself. Get around the right practitioners, especially, I believe, the ones that have either done it themselves. Not everyone's going to have an opportunity to have a crazy health struggle, but just like in the chiropractic field, there's plenty of chiropractors that don't think they have a similar story, but they do, because they grew up with that lifestyle, and so they never were sick, which is also just as phenomenal of a testament. The person that's literally never taken, I know plenty of colleagues that have literally never taken a single medication, and I include over the counter in that. Tons of free resources on our YouTube channels we talk about the nutrition, we talk about the movement, we talk about the spine. I love talking about the spine because it's the most overlooked in my opinion. Check out the YouTube channel, I think is the best advice. Obviously not everyone's going to be local, so they can't necessarily come to us. We'll do what we can from a distance. But just stay engaged, stay intrigued. Comment what you guys would like to see, questions you have, ask us. I think that's it.
Another amazing video as always. Again, Dr. Ryan's information will be down below, and we will see you in the next video.